Chapter 1. People of the Steppe. The earliest records of the Turkic peoples describe them as nomadic tribes of the plains of the Far East, north of the Great Wall of China, which was erected as both a fortification and border between the Han Dynasty, 206 BCE to 220 CE, in China and the Xiongnu of the Mongolian plains. The ancestral people to the Turks are thought to have included the Xiongnu, who lived along the upper Yenisei River in Siberia. The first reference to Turks appears in Chinese sources of the 6th century. Much of Turkic early history is shrouded in legend and myth with little documentation. To try classifying Turks into a specific race or ethnic identity is akin to catching a greased hog. Being a nomadic people, they encountered many other ethnic groups which were incorporated into the gene pool. The Turkic peoples of Europe tend to have European features, with the exception of some Crimean Tatars of Ukraine, who look European and Northeast Asian. In turn, Turks in the Middle East resemble the peoples of the Middle East, while those in Central Asia look mixed but have mostly Northeast Asian features. These biological conundrums give credence to the idea that racial evolution among Turks occurred earlier than thought. In fact, the Turkic languages may have evolved among populations that were already thoroughly entwined. Turkic peoples are classified via their language family, since their ethnic makeup is so diverse. We call their language family Turkic. It is one of humanity's largest lingual groups and possesses 6 branches with some 35 discrete languages within it. Turkic languages slowly traveled westward due to the nomadic behaviors of various tribes, migrating traders, and soldiers, eventually coming to outnumber and assimilate non-Turkic peoples along the way, and being partly replaced by other language families that have become prominent in the East, such as Mongolic languages on the Mongolian steppes, Indic languages in India, and Persian, Farsi in Iran. The term Turk itself is a derivation of the Chinese name Tuju. The earliest evidence of Turkic languages as a separate group comes from the early 8th century. The exact date or even era of the initial expansion from their early homelands remains a puzzle. The first recorded state to use the word Turk in its name was that of the Gök Turks in the 6th century. Later Turkic states would use the word Turk often in their naming of their nations. With regards to the Gök Turks, nearly 100 years later, their power had grown to the point that they had conquered the Rouruan and founded the Gök Turk Empire. The Turkic people, being made up of nomadic horsemen, tended to have diverse tribes and clans. Turkic tribes included the Karluks, Uigurs, Kyrgyz, Oghuz, Huns, Mongols, and Turkmens. Due to the simple fact that these tribes were creating states in the region between Mongolia and Transoxiana, they came into contact with Muslims. Over time, most of these tribes and clans came to adopt Sunni Islam. It should be noted that there were also some groups of Turks who were adherents to other faiths. The most common religions among this minority were Christians, Jews, Buddhists, and Zoroastrians. The name Turk in the Islamic era became an identifying word that grouped Muslim Turkic tribes in together, as opposed to Turkic tribes that were not Muslims. Clear examples of this were the Tuvans, who were in fact Buddhists. Thus, the usage of the word Turk for the Islamic Turkic tribes would come to serve the same basic function as the name Tajik did for the laundry list of Iranian tribes who converted to Islam and adopted Persian as their language. Both terms were employed to signify a tribe's adherence to Islam. In some respects, it served to showcase a common tongue and culture. In part, using these factors to embolden a sense of unity among the diverse Turkic tribes, the Atabeg Seljuk Turks created the first Turkish dynasty to rise to the level of empire. The Seljuk Turk Empire would encompass lands stretching from India to Anatolia. Turks serving in Abbasid Caliph's army and government would come to be the rulers in most of the Middle East under Seljuk stewardship, save for Syria and North Africa. This patchwork of Turkic-ruled Muslim states would last until unification under the Ottomans. The Oghuz and other tribes captured and dominated various countries under the leadership of the Seljuk dynasty.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.